Do you struggle to take everything you know, everything you've built, and turn it into an offer ecosystem that people actually understand and want to buy? You have the expertise, you have the ideas, but getting all of that out of your head and into offers that connect, speak to the right people, sell with ease, and actually grow your business, that's a whole different skill set. And that's exactly what this show is about. Welcome to the Offer Mojo Show. I'm Lori Young, offer strategist and creator of the Offer Mojo framework. I help coaches and expert led business owners package their expertise into offers you love and buyers actually crave. Because when your offers finally click, everything else gets easier. Let's get into it. Something has shifted in the way people buy. And if you've been in business for any length of time, you've felt it. Buyers have been burned. They're taking longer to make decisions. They're being more careful about who they trust and what they invest in. And a lot of them are turning to AI to solve problems they used to hire experts for. And honestly, a lot of business owners are stumped and frustrated trying to figure out what's going on. So if you want to stay relevant and keep converting in this climate, today's episode is for you because we're talking about the one piece many offer ecosystems are completely missing. So I want to start with something that you've probably heard before, maybe from a business expert or inside a mastermind, probably just floating around the online business space as one of those things that gets repeated so often that it starts to feel like fact. And the advice is this: you only need one great offer, one core high value offer. Keep it simple, stay focused, don't complicate things. And I want to respectfully, but very clearly disagree with that. It's not about complexity. It's not about having 17 offers, pulling people in 17 different directions. It's about one thing. That advice assumes something that isn't true for most buyers right now. It assumes that people are ready to say yes to a core offer from someone they've just discovered. And in 2026, that's not how most buyers operate. Buyer discernment is at an all-time high. People have been burned. They've invested in programs that overpromised and underdelivered. They've signed contracts with experts who sounded brilliant on a podcast, and behind the scenes, they experienced a different story, and they've learned to be more careful. So when someone finds you, loves your content, and gets curious about working with you, they're not skeptical of you specifically. They're just skeptical of the category. They've been in this situation before and they've been disappointed before. And what they're looking for before they commit to your core offer are three things. Number one, they want trust in the work that you do. Not just trust that you're a good person, but real evidence that your approach actually works and that it works for someone in their situation. Number two, they want a quick win, something tangible and real that they can point to and say, that was worth it. Not a promise, an actual result. And three, they want an experience of what it actually feels like to work with you. Your framework, your thinking, your personality, the way you approach problems, because that's what they're really buying when they hire an expert, not just the result, the experience of getting there with you. And that's exactly what a bridge offer does. Now, let me define this clearly because I think this term gets used loosely. A bridge offer is a paid offer that sits between your free content and your core offer. It's designed to do three things: build trust, deliver a real standalone win, and give someone a genuine experience of how you work. Now, the key word here is bridge. A bridge has two sides. It connects a place that people are standing to a place that they want to go. And that's what makes a bridge offer different from a low ticket offer you might already have in your business. A low ticket offer can be a great product. It can deliver real value. But if it doesn't have a clear direction, If it doesn't naturally lead someone towards your core offer, it's doing a completely different job. A bridge offer is designed with intention. It points somewhere specific. And here's the distinction that's worth noting because this is where a lot of people go sideways. A low priced offer that doesn't connect to anything is just a low priced offer. It might make real revenue, it might even make consistent revenue for a while, but then it stops and it doesn't move anyone closer to working with you in a deeper way. A bridge offer does something different. It builds a relationship and a path at the same time. What a bridge offer actually closes is not just a price gap, though it does that too. It closes three gaps. A price gap, yes, because there's often a big jump between the free content and a core offer, and people need that low risk way just to get started. It also closes a belief gap because someone might love your ideas but still wonder, will this actually work for me? And it closes an experience gap because there's a difference between consuming someone's content and actually working with them. Most experts who don't have a bridge offer aren't missing a product or a service, they're missing a conversion layer. Let me tell you what I see happen all the time. Someone will come to a discovery call. They've been following you for months. They love your newsletter. Maybe they've listened to half your podcast episodes. They feel like they know you. And then they get on the call. They hear the investment for your core offer and they say, I need to think about it. And then they disappear. It's not that they weren't interested. They could probably afford it eventually. The gap was just too wide. There was nowhere for them to land in between. No way to say yes at a lower stake and build from there. That's the problem that a bridge offer solves. And the reason it solves it so well is that before someone says yes to your core offer, there are three questions they're asking themselves. They might not say them out loud, but they're there. The first is, does she actually know what she's talking about when it comes to my situation? Not in general, but from my specific situation. The second is, do I like the way she thinks and teaches? Because you can be brilliant and still not be the right fit for how I learn and how I work. And the third is, will this work for me specifically? They've seen results happen for other people. They want to know that it can happen for them. A bridge offer answers all three of those questions in a low stakes environment. And when it does that well, the path to your core offer doesn't feel like a leap anymore. It feels like a natural next step. Now, let me tell you my own story here because this is exactly why I built the Offer X Way. Before the Offer X-Ray existed, my bridge offer was a one-on-one offer audit. It was a deep diagnostic session where I'd get on a call with someone and we'd work through what was going on with their offer together. I loved that offer because it gave me such a clear picture of where someone was getting stuck. It made it so much easier for me to recommend the right way for them to work with me next. But here's what I started to notice. All of my offers are deep one-on-one work. And if I want to build a business that doesn't require me to be on a one-on-one session for every single thing, I needed to think differently about how I could scale my thinking without losing the depth of it. So I started asking, what if I could build my diagnostic process into an actual tool? Something that someone could go through on their own and come out with a really clear, detailed picture of where their offer was leaking. Not a surface level checklist, but a real layer diagnostic that looked at the entire offer lifecycle. That became the Offer X-Ray. And here's what I love about it. It's a genuine win for the person going through it. They come out with a detailed report that shows them exactly where the fractures are in their offer across 6 pillars. They can take that report and work on their offer themselves. They can use it to decide which of my offers make the most sense for them. They can even go the DIY route through the Offer Mojo Squad. The report is theirs. The clarity is real. And for me, it does something important too. It shows how I look at offers, not just at how an offer is designed or structured, but across the entire life cycle of that offer, the positioning, the messaging, the ecosystem, the visibility, the sales experience. That's a very different lens than most offer strategists use. And the offer x ray makes that lens visible in a way that a podcast episode or a free resource simply can't. When I started talking about the offer x ray, people were genuinely excited. I've already secured 12 partners who are going to help me promote it. So that kind of organic momentum tells me something. There's a real need for this in the marketplace. Now, I want to share something a little more personal because I think the best way to understand what makes a bridge offer work or not work is to have been on the receiving end of both. A little while back, I signed up for a 4-week intensive with Kylie Kelly. It was all about email, specifically about using email to grow your business so you could stop relying on social media as much. Now, that positioning got my attention immediately because that's exactly where I was trying to go. And what had happened inside that intensive was really good. I got wins, real ones. I loved how Kylie taught. I loved the way she thought about email and the kinds of emails she was teaching. Even though the people in the intensive were at all different stages with email, the quality of the experience was consistent. What it did was make me genuinely trust how she works. And because of that experience, I invested more. We built a collaboration. She's a guest on my podcast next week, and she's now one of my Offer Mojo partners. That's the compound effect of a bridge offer done right. But I've also been on the other side of that. I recently bought a $60 or 67 actually, $67 AI strategy tool from someone who's positioned as an AI consultant. She helps business owners figure out what kinds of AI tools make sense for their business. I was genuinely excited. The positioning was very specific and the expertise seemed real. So I bought it. I filled out the intake form. I got my strategy. And what came back was essentially my own answers reorganized. That for me wasn't any real depth. That wasn't any insight that I couldn't have generated myself with just 15 minutes of thinking. I could see that her next step was for me to join her AI membership club. And I just didn't feel led to do that. The price wasn't the issue, the trust wasn't there. I didn't believe that what I was going to get inside the club would be any deeper than what I'd already experienced. That's the bridge offer working against someone. When the quality of your entry level offer doesn't reflect the caliber of your deeper work, people don't think, oh, the real good stuff must be in the core offer. They think, if this is what $67 feels like, I don't want to know what $997 feels like. So let's talk about what actually makes a bridge offer work, because not all of them do. I think about 3 different characteristics. And honestly, when one of them is missing, the bridge collapses. The first characteristic is it delivers a complete standalone win. Not a promise, not a teaser, not here's a taste of what you'll get inside the full program. An actual result that has value, even if someone never buys anything else from you. Now, this is important for 2 reasons. One, because it's the right thing to do. People paid you. Give them something real. And 2, because a complete win is actually better for your business than a teaser. When someone walks away thinking, that was genuinely useful and I could feel her thinking behind it, they want more of that. When they walk away thinking that felt like fluff and a sales pitch, they feel manipulated. And manipulated buyers don't come back. The second characteristic is that it naturally points to the next step. Natural is the key word. And what I mean by that is the bridge offer itself does the work. You're not manufacturing a segue into your core offer. You're not dropping hints about what else you sell. The experience of going through your bridge offer should naturally surface a bigger question, one that your core offer is designed to answer. The person arrives at the next step on their own. You just built the path. So think about the offer x ray for just a moment. Someone goes through the diagnostic and gets their report. The report shows them across 6 pillars where their offer is leaking sales. That report naturally surfaces the question, okay, now what do I do about this? The person can choose to work on their own to fix the fractures, or they can choose to work with me through one of my core offers. It's just a logical next step that the experience itself actually creates. That's how a good bridge offer is designed. And the third characteristic is it gives people an experience of your specific way of working. Here's what I mean by this. When someone goes through your bridge offer, they should walk away feeling like they just worked with you, not a version of you that could have been swapped out for any other expert in your space. The way you think, the way you frame problems, the way you sequence your ideas, that needs to come through. That's what stays with people. That's what makes them want more. This is where your actual mojo lives. This is what makes someone say, I get it now. I understand how she thinks, and I want more of that specific perspective on my business. Cookie cutter delivery will kill your bridge offer. So if your bridge offer could have been created by anyone in your niche, it's not showing people what makes you different. It's just another offer in a crowded market. The format of your bridge offer matters less than its function. And when you're choosing what kind to build, pick the one that best showcases how you actually think and work. There are a lot of formats that work well as bridge offers. There's diagnostics and audits like the Offer X-ray, there's mini workshops or master classes, a paid intensive or hot seat, a template or a toolkit that includes a support layer. Could be a low ticket cohort as an entry point to a higher ticket program. Any of these can work. The question is which format lets your real thinking come through most clearly, and which format aligns with your personality and the way that you like to work. So let's make all of this practical. Here's what I want you to do after this episode. Ask yourself one question. Do I have a bridge offer? And if you do, fantastic. Then ask yourself, does it actually function as a bridge? Does it deliver a complete win? Does it point naturally to your core offer? And does it give someone a real experience of your specific approach? If you don't have one, start here. Ask yourself, what is the one thing a new client needs to believe, feel, or experience before they're ready to say yes to working with me in a deeper way? What's the thing that they need to know is true before the investment feels right? The answer to that question is your bridge offer concept. I'll be honest with you. I built the Offer X-ray to be exactly this for my own business. It's my bridge. It shows my framework. It delivers real clarity, and it naturally leads to the next conversation about how we work together. And it's launching next week. So if you want to be the first to know when it's available and get it at the founding rate of $47, I'd love for you to join the waitlist. There's no pressure. There's no obligation. Just a heads up when the doors open. The link will be in the show notes. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Having a bridge offer isn't about adding more to your business. It's about meeting buyers where they actually are, which is curious and interested, but not quite ready to leap. It's about giving them a real low-risk way to experience your work, so when they are ready, it's an easy yes. It's not a complicated strategy. It's just good business built on actual trust. All right, my friend, if you have 5 extra minutes, please take the time to leave a review. It's the only way the show will grow. And if you have a biz colleague that would enjoy this episode, don't forget to forward it to them. I will talk to you in the next episode.